Aisle 7. Fluorescent lights. Boxes stacked like promises. High protein. All natural. Good for your heart. You reach for a bright green granola bar. It's marketed as a health food, the kind of snack that makes you feel responsible, modern, in control. But across the Atlantic, that same bar might be illegal. Not because of what it doesn't have, but because of what it hides. This is the hidden story of foods that call themselves healthy, yet carry ingredients Europe has already banned. And it's not a conspiracy. It's a lesson in how global food systems, corporate marketing, and public health collide. Tonight, stop buying the healthy food that's been banned in Europe. The grocery store is a battleground, disguised as convenience. Every color, every slogan, every claim has been crafted to disarm you. Low fat, zero sugar, fortified with vitamins. It all began over a century ago, when food stopped being local and started being industrial. Factories churned out bread, soda, canned milk, miracles of efficiency that quietly changed what food meant. But soon, scandals followed. Chalk in milk, lead in candy, formaldehyde in beer. Europe responded with caution, the precautionary principle. Prove it's safe before it reaches the plate. The US and many others adopted the opposite. Unless it's proven dangerous, it can stay. And there, right there, the fork in the road appeared. Two philosophies of safety that now divide our dinner tables. Fast forward to today. The same global companies, the same logos, but very different rules. And the label healthy? It means whatever a local regulator allows it to mean. Let's meet the ingredients that turned Europe's regulators into gatekeepers and left the rest of us wondering what's in our lunchbox. 1. Potassium bromate, the bread booster. It makes dough rise faster and stay whiter. Bakeries love it, but animal studies linked it to kidney and thyroid tumors. The European Union banned it in 1990. Yet in some other markets, you can still find it hiding in bread and pizza crusts. It's invisible, tasteless, and labeled simply as flour improver. 2. Brominated vegetable oil, the sports drink secret. Ever notice that cloudy neon glow in citrus sodas or energy drinks? That's BVO, an emulsifier that keeps flavor oils mixed. It's also a compound containing bromine, the same element used in fire retardants. Long-term accumulation in body fat raised red flags. Europe banned it decades ago. Yet millions of bottles of sports drinks elsewhere still use it to keep things stable. 3. Titanium dioxide, E171, the whitening agent. The ingredient that makes your gum gleam and your icing snow white. In 2021, the European Food Safety Authority reviewed new evidence suggesting titanium dioxide nanoparticles could damage DNA. By 2022, it was banned in the EU. Still, you'll find it in some candies, supplements, and powdered creamers labeled healthy or fortified. 4. Azotocarbonamide, ADA, the yoga mat chemical. A flour treatment agent that keeps dough elastic. When heated, it can form trace chemicals linked to respiratory irritation. Banned in Europe, Australia, and Singapore, still permitted elsewhere within limits. 5. Artificial food dyes, the color of childhood. Red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6. They make cereal and gummies glow. The EU didn't ban them outright, but forces warning labels. May have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. That warning alone scared brands into reformulating for the European market. Yet in many stores, the same candies, minus that label, sell freely. So the next time you see healthy cereal or vitamin-infused water glowing like a highlighter pen, remember, color sells. Regulation varies. And your breakfast may be safer or riskier, depending on your passport. Why does this happen? Why does one region reject what another embraces? It comes down to three intertwined forces: regulation, marketing, and supply chains. Regulation defines the playing field. In Europe, manufacturers must prove safety before approval. In the US and many others, an ingredient is allowed until harm is proven beyond doubt. That difference sounds small, but it's everything. Marketing then builds on that gap. When healthy became a selling point, companies raced to capture it. sugar-free drinks loaded with additives, protein bars fortified with synthetic emulsifiers, low-fat yogurts packed with stabilizers. They aren't lying. They're just highlighting one truth and hiding another. Supply chains complicate it further. A company may produce one formula for Europe, another for everyone else. Same logo, different chemistry. It's cheaper to change the recipe than to change global policy. And in between stands you, the consumer who trusts the label. The irony? Many corporations already can make safer versions. They just don't have to sell them everywhere. So, the question isn't, is this food safe? It's, safe according to whose standards? The bans tell a story about the future of food, and it's not all dark. Because awareness changes markets. When Europe banned titanium dioxide, global brands quietly reformulated. They didn't want two production lines forever, and consumers noticed. Clean label foods, products free from artificial colors, preservatives, and stabilizers, are now a multi-billion-dollar trend. Even fast food giants have pledged to remove certain additives globally. But there's another side. Some companies dump old formulas into less regulated markets, the so-called additive trade gap. What's banned in Paris still sells in Manila or Mumbai. It's legal, profitable, and rarely questioned. The future will hinge on two things: transparency, whether brands will disclose exactly what they use everywhere, and consumer literacy, whether people care enough to check. Science will continue to evolve. Some ingredients might be cleared, others newly banned. But the power balance is already shifting, from companies to consumers who ask questions. So what can you do, right now, without paranoia or panic? Read the back, not the front. Ignore the buzzwords. Flip the package. Look for the long chemical names, or their E-numbers. Recognize red flags. Potassium bromate, BVO, titanium dioxide, azotocarbonamide, artificial dyes. If you see them, know the context. They're not instant poison, but they are controversy on a label. Choose simpler foods. The fewer ingredients, the fewer opportunities for loopholes. Real oats beat oat-flavored clusters. Support brands that reformulate globally. When a company removes an additive everywhere, not just in Europe, reward that. Stay curious. Food science moves fast. Today's safe additive may be tomorrow's cautionary tale. Because curiosity isn't fear. It's power. Imagine you're back in that supermarket. The same shelf. The same bar. This time, you turn it over. You read the label. And you decide, not them. That tiny pause is the start of a quiet revolution. We live in an age of abundance, but not always of transparency. A product can cross oceans, languages, and cultures in a single day, but its ingredients can tell two very different stories. Europe's bans don't mean you should fear your food. They mean someone, somewhere, asked harder questions. And maybe, so should we. Because health isn't just about vitamins or calories. It's about trust, the invisible ingredient we rarely taste, but always consume. So next time a label shouts healthy, whisper back, prove it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you never miss the next story. Thanks for watching.